I'm a black man trying not to get caught. I'm just trying to solve the puzzle like a jigsaw. You know it's a big world, so easy to get lost. I'm just trying to solve the puzzle like a jigsaw.
What's good, family? We are back, and we
Yeah,
back.
we are back.
Josh Rogers,
I am Brian Hare.
and you are listening to another episode of the Jigsaw.
Mhm.
This is the podcast where we figure out how to navigate the craziest puzzle piece ever created, and that is the jigsaw of life. What do? We talk about the perils, the praises, the productivity, and the pomp and circumstance of being black in America. Brother.
Yes. Man, it's a great day to be black. We are here in the land of the living. God has shined his light on us. I woke up this morning and I saw my skin and I said, God, I thank you.
Ooh.
I thank you. You did it again. I woke up black again. I woke up black again.
How was your holiday, man?
Bruh, it was great. I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. I spent time with my mom. She cooked a whole bunch of food. It was only a few of us. Like it was me, my wife, daughter, my mom, and she cooked a whole spread.
Listen.
But it was great, man. 4 days off. It was great. How about you?
How long did you eat the food?
We stopped eating on Saturday.
Ooh, one day shorter than me.
Yeah, we was it? I think we froze. Cause my mom sent us home with a bunch of food, so we froze like a whole bunch of the food. Cause I'm like, we're not about to eat all of this food.
Yeah. So no, Thanksgiving was really good. I told the people that my parents were coming up. My mom, dad, a niece, a nephew, and my grandmother came. So we were really low key because grandma was here. So we didn't go nowhere. We didn't really do anything because ain't nobody trying to, run those kind of risk. It's dope having them here. Mom helped me cook, and we cooked.
Oh, I'm sure.
Bread.
Robin Rogers, she cooks. Yeah,
we had a spread of stuff. I smoked my turkey. It was absolutely phenomenal. We ate turkey and dressing and stuff Thursday, Friday. We took a slight break Saturday because we did. I made my mom, since she was here, create me a wreath because I told her she to get her own business. Our wreath is fire. So we went and got that. So we ate like lunch while we were out. And then we ate it again Sunday because I was just like, I'm not cooking. But when Monday came,
when Monday comes,
I was like, listen, when Monday comes.
All right, Daryl.
But no, man, I was like, no, I can't. And then I cooked a very simple meal because I had to go back to work. I think I did like this lemon herb pasta, but it tastes like 5-star cuisine because
I'm sure
different than turkey and dressing. But no, the holidays were great, much needed break, and we missed y'all.
We did. We missed the people.
We missed y'all. But today's episode is a good one, if I must say so myself. I think we got some mighty stuff planned.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited about this episode.
One, because it begins the first episode of a December to remember.
Yeah. Christmas is here.
I finally got the Grinch and Christmas spirit.
I'm in spirit. After Thanksgiving, I go into, especially in the recent time after Christmas. After Thanksgiving, I've jumped deep into the holiday spirit. So I'm there.
Post Thanksgiving, this is like, if anybody ever watch A Christmas Carol, the Ebenezer Scrooge story, this version of Brian is once Ebenezer wakes up.
All the different present, past, future.
So this is woke up, he's dancing, he's singing, he's doing it all. And he let his jingle jangle.
I'm letting it all jangle.
Let his jingle.
Let that jingle jangle. Just let that jingle jangle. Just let it jingle. I don't know.
Little Richard said, let it all hang out.
Let it all hang out.
Holy macadandy.
Holy macadandy. Let it all hang out.
Holy macadandy.
At Christmas, you make it your toe shoot up in your boot.
Is it make your toe shoot up in your boot?
Yes.
I would like to consider that my music is spiritual.
It is spiritual. I'm a Jewish boy with a black bottom.
Oh, let's get us started on Little Richard. We love that man. We love that.
I love that man.
To dedicate a segment or something to Little Richard.
Richard Penniman.
We love us a Richard Penniman. Richard Penniman. Oh, that macadamia. Jesus Christ. So you want to jump into the song of the week?
Yeah, it was actually my week to do it. However,
Okay.
since it is the season of giving,
mighty God,
and since Christmas is your season,
I mean,
I'm going to relinquish my song of the week to you.
you're so kind.
You know, it's the season again. The Lord gave in this season,
so that we could give.
Whew. Thank you.
So, since you have bestowed upon me this honor, I gotta give you a good one.
Give me a good number. A deep crate number.
A deep crate black Christmas number.
Yes,
it's
gotta be black. Find your note.
Tis the season to be jolly, but how can I be when I have nobody? The Yuletide carols
Sing, man of God.
Won't make it better. Knowing that we won't be together. This is where she goes in. A silent night. I know it's gonna be joy to the world, but it's gonna be sad for me. What do the lonely do?
What do they do?
For Christmas. Then when she get into it toward the end, she go, what do they do? What do they do at Christmas time? That is what do the lonely do?
What do they do?
Shit, we don't know what they do. She never told us. She in question. Woman of God wants to know. She said, because I'm gonna be lonely. She said, listen, that thing spoke to my spirit. I ain't never been lonely on Christmas, but listen to these words. She said, a silent night, glory to God. I know it's going to be joy to the world, but be sad for me, woman of God. I pull you out of depression.
Pull her out.
And I speak joy to your spirit. But
yes.
Just like we love when Mary J. Blige is heartbroken because she gives us great music.
She does.
Should we love the fact that you was lonely? Because you gave black classic.
Yes.
Man, I love that song. Now, if you want to go look for it, look for the original, the emotions, what do the lonely do? When it comes up, they go, the ironic part about this song is that on that album cover, they're going to be like on the beach or something. It ain't no Christmas album. I think they threw it at the end of one of their albums. Anthony Hamilton and the Hamiltons redid it on his Christmas album. He does a really great version. He's all in his falsetto, giving Bread and Earl vibes, as he knows.
Oh, yeah.
So go check that out. You know we love good black music here, and that's the song of the week.
That was a great song.
But I think that's since we're doing Christmas songs, I know we said this was a December to remember, but Brian, tell the people what the December to remember really is all about.
Well, the December to remember, as we stated earlier, it's the season of giving, right? And we believe in giving. It's a great time for that. So. Not only are we, going to be giving something, we're also going to be making some great announcements and giving some great announcements, some great information to you all during this month. We have something up our sleeves, and I'm going to announce it right now. We have for our, great listeners, what we call the Ultra Black Holiday Prize Pack giveaway.
Listen,
let me say that again. We got the Ultra Black. Like Bernie Mac black.
Like like blue black.
Blue black.
Purple black. You don't know what color it is. It's so black.
It's blackity black. Black. We got the Ultra Black Prize Pack giveaway. The rules are simple, Joshua. The rules are simple. So all you got to do is, if you want this pack, it's gonna be and this Ultra Black is great. If you want this pack, you want this giveaway, just follow the Jigsaw podcast.
Follow us on IG.
Like the Ultra Black Holiday Prize Pack post, and then just tag 3 friends. That's it.
Follow us on IG. 3 friends. And guess what? You can re-enter every day. And
every single day.
The way that you re-enter is just if you already followed us and liked it, all you got to do is tag 3 more friends.
That's it.
And you increase your chances of prize pack. Now, you're probably saying, what's in the prize pack? Y'all being so ambiguous, because We ain't gonna tell y'all what's all in the prize pack. Just know that it's gonna be real black.
Super black.
It's gonna be filled with everyday essentials. Okay, and who the essential? And what are the essentials? Soap, toiletries, combination of that. I'm not gonna tell you what it is, but it's gonna
Right.
be amazing and it's gonna be free to you.
Right.
So
And it's gonna be black.
It's gonna be black. So you have until December 12th, I believe. We said something like 12th or 13th to submit to do all the things that we asked you to do, and we're going to announce the winner on I think the 14th, whenever that day is, and then we'll that winner to ship them their pack, and we're gonna be all good.
Yeah. So this is December to remember. So be mindful that follow our pages, follow our listen to us, because we're gonna be dropping some bombs on y'all this month.
This whole month,
So
we dropping
be on the lookout.
announcements. We got all kind of stuff going.
Oh yeah, so it's gonna be great. So December to remember, it's gonna be a thing. I'm glad about it. How about you?
I'm good. We need to get a song for that. December to remember. No, that ain't it. But I'm gonna think of a jingle.
Think of a jingle.
Think of a jingle and let my jingle jangle.
Let that thing jangle.
For the December to remember. Bro, you ready to get the podcast officially started?
Let's go.
To the Bless Up Report.
Yes, sir.
In the midst of confusion,
Yeah.
in the midst of persecution, the Lord is still blessing me right now.
All right, we are here at the Bless Up Report, where we celebrate Black folks. We know Black history is 365 days. We don't take any days off of being Black.
We don't take
and
no
support our Black folks at all. So definitely we want to salute and support some folks today. First person is Hannah Diop and Sienna Naturals.
All right.
Sienna Naturals formulas are designed to soften, smooth, and define your curls, undo the stress of styling, and to soothe your scalp and your hair.
Come on.
They have this dope package I noticed recently. This is called Salon in the Box. It's only $75. Only $75. You get shampoo, leave-in conditioner, protein and moisture repair, and lock and seal. It's a Black woman that has this company. It's a Black woman owns this company. It's new. It's fresh in the market. And my bae, she's involved with Issa Rae. Hi, Issa.
Friend to the podcast.
Friend to the podcast. She'll be on soon. But yes, please support. Let's take care of our crowns and support Black business. This is another one, Chef Ed Reavis and Money Muscle Barbecue. This one's for the home team. My wife is from Virginia, the DMV area. So if you are in the DMV area and you are in Montgomery and PG counties, please look out for Money Muscle Barbecue. It's a Black-owned food truck. Doing great things in the area. I love DMV barbecue. I love Virginia barbecue. I love Carolina barbecue. So it's great stuff. Again, that's for the home team. What'd you say, Memphis?
I said it ain't Memphis barbecue, but the barbecue. Y'all be great. Y'all go ahead and be great.
Oh man! So shout out to Ed Reavis, and Money Muscle Barbecue. Last but not least, we got a young Black queen doing great things. Jasmyn Lawson was listed and named as one of Forbes 30 under 30 Hollywood entertainment list. Just so y'all know who don't know, Jasmyn is the creative executive at Netflix.
Nice.
She under 30. She manages original series. One of our faves, Dear White People, which is a great show.
Yes.
A great show. Previously, she was the editorial manager for Netflix Strong Black Lead, which is an initiative to support and to kind of highlight Black folks, Black entertainment, Black creations, and to kind of, look out for Black audiences. So she's super Black, doing great things, being super Black at Netflix. And we want to bless up Jasmyn Lawson for doing great things and doing it for the culture at Netflix.
Oh, that's what's up. Bless up to all y'all. Y'all got our support, and we love to see it.
All of it.
We love to see it. So let's go to the billboard and talk about some things that's going on. We were gone for a week, and some things happened. So you just talked about Miss Jasmyn and Netflix. So let's keep theme here. Dave Chappelle asked Netflix to remove the Chappelle Show, and they did it. So he recently did like an 18-minute or so special where he talked about he talked about a whole bunch of things
Mm-hmm.
to the point of talking about the Chappelle show and how he really didn't have any ownership with it. And then found out that it was being streamed on Netflix and HBO Max, but he hasn't been paid for it. Ironic part was that in that special, he noted that he actually submitted the Chappelle show to HBO, and they shaded him, saying that they didn't need him. Why did they need him? And now here they are streaming the show after, tons of success. But he sold his likeness, in perpetuity and all that legalese and stuff that they do. So he asked the people not to do what Monique did and boycott Netflix, but to right to boycott the show. And in response, Netflix, took it down, and they didn't to, because they're Netflix.
Right.
I do think that they honor the relationship that they have with Chappelle, because I know he recently another like hour special with them not too long ago, and I'm sure he probably has some other stuff in the works. So they did that, so that's dope. But let's also keep pushing for creators to have ownership of their stuff.
Definitely.
This is just an example of how people can get played, so to speak, by the industry and all these different type of things. So we are pushing for Black ownership, and we love to see it. For you who do not know, Mike Tyson and Roy Jones Jr., two legends, came out of retirement to do a boxing exhibition match. And it was cool. Did you watch it, Brian?
On bootleg, like people was posting clips and stuff like that. People was going on Facebook Live, and I was watching on Facebook Live. So I didn't pay for it though.
So I didn't pay for it either. My mother-in-law paid for it and sent us the password.
Bless her heart.
And we watched it. And it was crazy because my mom stayed up and watched it. So it was a thing, because it happened during Thanksgiving week. So it was like a whole thing. It was a family thing. But anyway, Mike Tyson, like, he was in great shape, but it was a hug fest, like two uncles fighting at the picnic,
wasn't it?
But you know what? I'm going to blame the hug fest on Roy Jones Jr. I
would agree with that
fan, but I will say he was the one that always went in, was ready to fight.
Yes.
Got loose, Mike started throwing them things, and Roy Jones Jr. got a few hits in, but Mike started getting with them with his infamous their right hook to the body, them body shots. And even in the interview, after post the interview, Roy Jones that joint hurt. He admitted that it hurt it, and he kept avoiding the question about doing it again. And Mike was like, "I can do it again." Like,
Roy was like, "Nah, bro."
Yeah, the commentator was like, "What did you do when what was your plan for when Roy Jones hit you?" And Mike was like, "I went to plan B. I hit him back." His whole attitude was like, "I'm here to fight." And I think Roy Jr. was just conditioning himself. I don't think he conditioned to fight, whereas Mike was ready to fight. That brings me to the point of a preliminary fight that was supposed to happen. They kind of stole the show. Our Black brother, Nate Robinson.
Oh, Lord. R.I.P.
Three-time NBA dunk champion Nate Robinson stepped in the ring against a YouTuber, Jake Paul. And the reason why that was a great segue is because I believe Nate Robinson's probably in great shape. He's super athletic. I don't think he trained to box.
I don't think so either.
He's just getting the ring and was going to take his natural athleticism and be like, I can do this. But this YouTuber probably trained and was sparring, and he knocked.
I said, Dr. King ain't died for this.
Listen, Malcolm X didn't get assassinated for this. For you to be laid out on the floor like that. You remember that scene in what's that movie with Cuba Gooding Jr. and Beyonce? They was at the church.
Fighting Temptations.
You remember when Aunt Sally died and Angie Stone went to the casket and said, "Wake up." Wake up. That's what everybody at home was doing. It was like, wake up. I mean, the way his body spiraled, it was like a praise dance.
Right. It was a liturgical dance. Liturgical.
Just hit the floor. Nobody was expecting for his jingle jangle to get knocked out. Ooh. The guy laid in that ring. I mean, listen, that white boy to the king. He laid in that ring and got took to the king.
He was travailing. He was just laying out before the Lord.
The altar. Listen. Well, then them New York Knicks colors, they don't win a thing.
Not a thing. They ain't won in years.
in years. You got these, you giving homage to Madison Square Garden and got your butt knocked out.
And the funny thing on Twitter, he said he's representing like NBA players and athletes and my kids, and I'm like, yo, child, probably why'd you get knocked out?
Your child finna get knocked out at school on virtual school. They finna get bullied in virtual school because they dad didn't get knocked out in less than 4 minutes. You in there just black and wrong. Black and wrong. We're putting this brother on the prayer list.
the prayer list
for the Jigsaw because he's number one. Nate, yeah, wake up, honey.
Rise
up. Lazarus, get up. Jesus wept. Because of you were down there. Get up, man of God. Pick up your walk.
Please. Ooh, he was just laid out there, like just gone.
Just legs collapse. Man of God was in a stretched out fetal position. They couldn't do nothing about it. Jesus Christ. You're supposed to be the highlight, but that was the highlight.
Oh God, I thank you.
The Christ. Anyway, to more celebratory things. Listen to this podcast. You know that Brian and I are fans of our London brother across the waters. Henshaw, and he has new music coming out on December 3rd. If you listen to the podcast today, music is coming out today.
This day.
Listen, his most recent single, Still Broke, was released October of this year, October 30th. And we can thank Black Santa.
Please thank him.
Giving us new music. And hopefully this is a whole album. I don't know if it's going to be an EP or just, one single or something. But he got new music. And my favorite song is Broke. A week from hell, I lost my job at Five Guys. Hey, my girl just kicked me out. She says I'm lame. Horns. That's my song. Okay. I love me.
He got cuts.
He got cuts. If you're not familiar, look him up on iTunes, Spotify, Tidal. He has a whole YouTube channel. He got some live stuff and videos. Just look him up. Go tag him. Tell him we want him.
Please do.
Tell him whenever we do a live show or whatever we got planned, we want him to be our musical guest. Just bombard him with Jigsaw.
Please. Yes.
Make that be a Christmas gift. Make it a December to remember for us. That reaches back out and says, hey, I want to be a part.
Please do that. Tag
us. And lastly, no, not last. I got a couple more things over here. Patti LaBelle and her Patti Pies. Now, everybody know years and years ago, Patti Pies went crazy. They were sold out. I don't know why they were sold out because they taste like
no clue.
They taste like cinnamon version of Peeps. But were sold out. Everybody loves it. But you know what, Brian? This is what I heard.
Okay.
I heard that people didn't enjoy them because they ate them straight out the box. And they read the directions. And her direction says to cook it.
Okay.
So I tasted it when they first came out. We were in Minnesota. I don't know if it was a Thanksgiving or Christmas, but we were up there and Ash's dad bought one. And it was, I don't know. I can almost say for a matter of fact that we did not put it in the oven. I think we just ate it. So I don't know that it has to finish cooking because it is like gelled and together, but her instructions specifically say to put it in the oven for a specific amount of time. So maybe I'm not gonna buy one to try it, but I'm just saying maybe that's the reason why it doesn't whatever. But I don't know people who love them, and clearly other people love them because she sold 36,000 sweet potato pies.
Jesus.
And that comes out to about 1,500 pies per hour. So as much as her pies may not be our jam, we stand for Auntie Patty out here.
We do.
Culture. Because listen, I'm gonna say this, and I said it once, I said it again. Everybody, auntie and grandma ain't made equal. So sometimes their food ain't the best. But somebody like that stuff. And
somebody.
36,000 pies, 1,500 pies per hour. Listen, get your coin, auntie. Do your thing.
Get it. We get that bag.
We love to see a queen thrive. And lastly, speaking of our queens, our vice president-elect, Madam Vice President Kamala.
Yes.
And President-elect Joe Biden, they are out here making history. despite all the stuff that they dealing with this transition. First, they appointed Janet Yellen to the position of Treasury Secretary, who'll be the first woman to ever hold this role. I was kind of hoping for Elizabeth Warren, but I kind of know this stuff got to get passed through Senate, so I get it.
Right.
And also for U.S. history, the White House communications team will be made up of all women. They all as women. Their pronouns are she and her. To see history being made, because men, we've had opportunity to lead. We've effed some things up.
Haven't we?
Listen, but I love to see all women. They got some women of color. And shout out to a woman in our generation. She's, I think, my age, 31, 32, somewhere in there. Simone Sanders.
Yes.
Face during the Biden-Harris campaign. She was one of his senior advisors, and now she's a senior advisor to Madam Vice President Kamala, and she's also her official spokesperson. So that is major, and she's accomplished, bro, like by 31, 32.
Oh, yeah, it's amazing.
But she's absolutely amazing. We love, I love Simone Sanders. Simone Sanders, friend of the podcast. If you're listening, love, come on the podcast. We love it.
Please, woman of God.
This episode is about shooting your shots. We'd love to have you. We'd love to have you on. But no, that's super dope. It is a history-making moment. And again, we're not looking for Joe Biden to be our white savior. We are holding him accountable. And so far, he's doing a decent job living up to what he promised. And his cabinet is pretty representative of what America actually looks like. It's diverse. It's led by the largest population, which is women. So like we love to see it. And we hope that he continues down this path. And hopefully all of this eventually leads us to the election of our first woman president, which will hopefully be a Black woman.
Yes.
Madam Kamala.
Yes. Yes.
So without further ado, Brian, you ready to get into this conversation? We got a special guest that's gonna meet us in the living room.
Bruh.
We pulled out our good lazy boy for this one.
Listen, when I tell you I'm ready, I done vacuumed and I done dusted and all kind of stuff and make sure
out for
the red carpet has been rolled out.
We sent the kids upstairs. This is a special living room conversation. One of our guests. We honor and respect all of our guests.
All of them.
This guest. We gonna introduce him soon. He coming.
Right.
But you get ready. Grab your drinks, vacuum your floor, get your snacks.
Get your eggnog.
Get your eggnog. And we ain't gonna judge if you put a little something brown in it.
I need to do that.
Why did I sound like Sandra Clark off 227? Mary.
Mary.
Mary. Get your drink, get your stuff, and meet us in the living room. Let's do it.
Let's go.
It's about to make a change. Do it with some soul in a little love.
What's going on, family? We are here in another time in the living room. We're super, super excited. We have someone special sitting on the couch with us, with Brian and I. We're going to let him introduce himself, though. I'm not going to do all the talking. We're going to jump right into it. So, Justin, go ahead and introduce yourself to the people. Tell them who you are.
Hey, listeners out there. I'm Justin Cornwell. I am an actor, an artist. I'm a musician. Anything that has to do with putting things out into the world and creating new stuff. That's what I do. And I'm also the actor who plays Young Jeronicus Jangle and Jingle Jangle. And pleasure to meet everybody.
Wonderful, wonderful. We definitely got Black Hollywood in the building. So we're definitely excited about that. So just tell us about, I guess, your up for those that don't already know, what about your upbringing, where you're from, all that kind of good stuff, how you started in the business.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm originally from Louisville, Kentucky. I spent most of my childhood there. When I was a kid, I spent up until I was about 8 or 9 in Cleveland, Ohio, and then moved to Louisville, Kentucky. Right after that, I quickly started working and doing different plays and stuff around town, doing different singing competitions in school and stuff like that. So it was pretty early on. I decided I wanted to, get into, entertainment arts and stuff like that. After high school, I went to college, studied theater, and just loved it. I got the bug, ended up deciding to go to Chicago because, you go out to LA and you got to work just to have a place to stay. So ended up going to Chicago on the advice of my professors and stuff. working in the theater, finding odd jobs, doing a lot of cool different types of stuff, which really give me a lot of life experience to go out there and just try different things. And I eventually was able to make my way into Chicago Shakespeare Theater, which was a notoriously hard theater to get into, the institution that was predominantly white at the time. And I ended up in shows being the only Black male at the time, and getting into Shakespeare, which is what I didn't study in theater school. I actually kind of avoided it because I felt like, that's not for me. It felt like it was kind of a step away from, what I wanted to explore with my art. But then as I got into it, I just found the universality of it, and it was pretty cool. And after doing that for several years, the casting director showed up to the shows, and, they started letting me get into the rooms to audition. And after many years of auditioning, you get a show here, you get a role here, and then it gets bigger. I ended up booking a role off of self-tape for Training Day. I ended up on Training Day on CBS with Bill Paxton, and we shot 13 episodes of that. And after 13 episodes of that, it came out in February of 2017, and he died 2 weeks later. And so we didn't even get to make it to the second episode together. But they played all the episodes out of honor for him, and I guess you guys can still catch those on CBS All Access, but they kind of bury them now. And moving on with my career, I ended up doing some more television shows. I Am the Night with Patty Jenkins and Chris Pine. Immediately after that, they both loved Training Day and kind of brought me on, and then I ended up working and doing another television show called The In-Between, who the people who created that also loved Training Day, and they brought me in on that. So that was pretty good. And almost immediately after that, I booked Jingle Jangle. But and that's where I'm at now. But I'll tell you a really funny story about my very first television role.
Okay.
I actually was on Empire.
All right. Okay.
And
okay.
if you guys didn't know that, or if you don't know my history, I mean, it's probably something you won't remember me from. But this is actually the first time I'm actually singing. It's not Jingle Jangle. It's actually in Empire.
Okay.
You guys could go look it up. All right. It's episode 3 of the very first season of Empire, before anybody knew it was going to be a hit show or anything. We shot this. And at the very beginning of the episode, I'm singing for Taraji. And she hates it so much, she just yells, "Next," and kicks me out of the room. That was my first television appearance. And I also did another television show on the same day, Chicago PD, where I played one of the bad guys, but it was cool.
Man, I'm about to say your first singing thing wasn't the drip drop with
drippity drop.
Yeah,
Drip,
that was
drop.
Drip. That was a banger. What are you talking about?
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Empire gave us a couple bops.
They gave us 1 or 2,
and they gave us free to gats. So let's not act like we're just like didn't give us anything.
We got Frida, so we cool.
Oh yeah,
that's what's up, man. So let's go right into Jingle Jangle, right? We've already said that it is a Black Hollywood classic already in my household. Anyway, we got a list of some of our favorites, and it's like Almost Christmas, This Christmas, you know, Best Man Holiday.
You got 2 David Talbot films on there then.
Right, Best Man Holiday, and now we add Jingle Jangle, because the rest of them, we got Home Alone and all that, but this is for the culture. This is for us. So let's talk about the movie a little bit. Kind of discuss the plot for those. Spoiler alert. So if you're listening, you ain't watched it, that's your problem. That's your business. But let's talk about the movie. Let's talk about the plot.
Account.
Borrow that Netflix account. Hurry up, get added on there. And if your ex got it, make amends real quick just to watch the movie.
Yeah, tell them you sorry.
But let's talk about the movie and the plot a little bit, and maybe what actually drew you into the role.
Well, what drew me into the role first was, like I said, when I started my career off at the Chicago Shakespeare Theater, that was a predominantly white institution. I was one of the few Black people that was, even in the doors for as long as I was. I had been there for 3 years almost, working in different shows. And when I started my television career, it felt like very much the same situation. I was in television shows that were predominantly white, being the Black guy. and I had a lead role in those shows, and that was always beautiful and amazing for me. But I also noticed that it kind of wasn't part of this larger conversation of Blackness that everyone was having, that I wasn't being a part of.
Mm-hmm.
And I was telling my wife, I was like, hey, man, I would really like to do something for the culture in a way that's special and something that's amazing. And I just put that out there in the world, literally, because I have been doing all these television shows about police officers and stuff like that, and I was the only Black guy. And I just felt like it would be great to do a show where it could celebrate Blackness or bring something more to the culture. And she's like, yeah, I agree with you. Let's just find the right project. And little did I know, Jingle Jangle would land on my desk like this.
Yeah.
I looked at it and kind of thought, excuse me. I looked at it and kind of thought, oh man, I guess it's going to be a Christmas movie. I looked up David's other work and I thought, oh, okay, he's a solid director. I think it's probably going to have a smaller budget and it'll be fun, and we'll do Christmas songs and we'll have a good time with it, And I didn't really know the scope of what they were trying to achieve with this film, or what we did achieve with this film, I'd say. Where when I showed up over in London, it was nothing like I could have imagined. I was like, oh, we're trying to win best holiday movie.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just realized I'm really a part of something special. And I just remember having put that out there and put out, oh man, if I could just be a part of something for the culture, that would mean everything. And here we go. We got Jingle Jangle.
Yeah. And I'm we kind of have this back and forth because I am the guy who doesn't really like Christmas that much. But I will say, I like Christmas movies for some reason though. And Jingle Jangle was definitely something that I, also would include in the holiday classics. And my daughter, I have like a 1-year-old, and she doesn't sit down for anything, like nothing. And she was eyes glued to the television as we watched Jingle Jangle. So it was definitely dope. And, not to try to like blow it out of the water as far as things like that, but this was really a cultural moment. And to see like the timeline, to see like Black folks really being excited about something for Christmas. And also just to see that the quality of work, the costumes, the acting, the singing, I would say that it was like just beautifully Black. So I definitely think that was dope. And you kind of said something about this, and I kind of want to go back to kind of go forward. And our podcast, those that listen know we oftentimes talk about Black faces in white spaces. And you said it a few times as far as, feeling like that in those moments. Have you had any situations where you felt, I guess, uncomfortable or felt like your Blackness had to be kind of pushed to the back just to be on certain sets and certain spaces?
Well, I feel like I've made myself accessible. I grew up in Louisville, Kentucky, like I said, and the conversation about race and racism and how people view that was right in the middle of everything that we did. And it was always trying to be rooted out because there was so much of it in the land. But I feel like now I'm around people who are intentionally trying not to be racist, and they're catching up, and their biases are catching up with them. You know what I mean? And so I think patience is probably the best thing to do, because I can't be mad and expect everyone to have my lived experience and understand that they're wrong. So for me, seeing these things, I never felt uncomfortable when I felt like they were trying to push my Blackness to the side. I would address it in a way that allowed them to see that, and I never felt caved in that way. And I think that's why I'm getting to be the kind of performer that I am now, kind of fearless in such a way, because I never felt chained or caged at all. I felt like as soon as I'm able to explain why they shouldn't do that, we're able to move forward. You know what I mean? So I feel like you got to have patience and communication, even when you feel like it's some kind of injustice or some kind of affront. You gotta be tactical, I guess, especially in a realm where, you know, they're paying me and I'm here, you know, like at the door, like, please let me in, you know. So even in that, you have to be who you are. You have to be bold enough to be who you are, even when you have no leverage to even stand in front of them in such a way. You know what I mean? You still have to have knowledge of self, I guess. Feel comfortable with that, right?
No, that's real. Because I think we say it all the time that, you know, we can walk and chew gum at the same time. Like I can be professional and all these other types of things and still like my hot wings fried hard with lemon pepper sprinkles on top, right? And never discounting my blackness to assimilate or necessarily fit into a space. But I love all of that. We love all of that. But on the opposite side of that spectrum, how was it though, working with not just a majority Black cast, but with some like heavy hitters? You got the queen herself,
Yes.
Felicia Rashad.
Oh my God.
Whitaker. You know what I'm saying? Like, how was that experience working with those like powerhouses?
You know, I was shedding tears at every moment being on the set. I think that we all kind of were, but it had to be what they must have felt on Black Panther, right?
Yeah.
Man, they gave us a budget and we're making something awesome with the awesome people. You know what I mean? Like, it's like when you know that this hasn't necessarily been done in this way yet. It felt groundbreaking even being a part of it. And like I said, coming from those spaces, we've all, you know, when you're a Black performer in Hollywood, you know, we're 12% of the 13% of the population here in America, but less of the population in Hollywood. It just becomes you recognize that the space doesn't always look like this at this level. You know what I mean? And it's just like, wow, this should happen more. There should be 10 more of these, you know, like, it's just like, man, because you feel like working with, like, you know, Forrest Whitaker, me and him got to create this character together. We got to find those little, you know, those little things like rubbing his hands together and blowing on them to start the magic up. You know, I was like, hey, he rubs his hands together and they get hot and then he got to cool them down, you know, just to get him so that he can start the magic because it's too much, because he's too hot. You know what I'm saying? And I just felt like with being able to communicate with him and learn his craft and sit down with him and have these conversations with him, just like when I was doing Training Day and I sat down and I had these conversations with like Antoine Fuqua, you know what I mean? And it just becomes more and more like you start, one Black man tells another Black man his lived experience and you start to see it from more angles than just yours. And it's like, oh my goodness, he showed me so much of just how to be patient and how to be thoughtful with your communication in ways that I wasn't, because I was a rambler and running and jumping off the rafters. But he was very calm and very present. And working with David, you know, I got to meet Felicia like once during the table read, and then I came back and I met her again at the very end for some reshoots and the rap party and everything. And I saw her get the fly out of the window.
Okay, yeah.
And at the very end, spoiler alert, but she flies out of the window and I got to watch and was like, oh, come on, bring your brother. And I was like, oh man, that's my grandma or something. I was like, she feels like she's a part of your family in that way. And just working with Anika, who is sweet as can be and could sing. But, you know, the star of the show, Madeline Mills, who's, you know, I think she's 11 or 12 now. She's amazing. I wish I had as much confidence as she did. We're at the table read and everyone is, you know, kind of, you know, doing their lines and singing. And she gets up basically on the chair, like starts singing, like, look at me. Like she has this showman kind of presence to her that's amazing. And having all of these amazing Black people together, and then we just get to go and do our craft, because David wasn't really tight with the script. You know, we were making up dance moves, we were making up dialogue. I mean, we were finding stuff in the moment. We didn't want to waste our own magic by trying to force it into something. You know what I mean? And I think that's like something to like, man, when you get this kind of budget and you also get the time to be spontaneous in the breath to be, you know, you know, create something new, I think that you get something that feels as authentically fun as this movie.
Yeah, and like I said, like you said earlier, it was a Black Panther moment. It was beautiful. I really enjoyed it. My only critique was that Gustafsson, what is his, how you pronounce his name? He needed to get the hands.
It's Gus
Gustafsson. He needs, y'all need to fight him because that, y'all should have let him get away with all that. But it was,
you know. But have you ever had a friend rob you, steal something from you, take something from you, like your best man, your homie, the guy you trusted? I have, you know what I mean? And when that happens to you, it could hurt you so much that violence and all that kind of stuff, you could just feel so defeated that it just that you don't even have the ability to even get to the point where you attack. You could just feel depleted, you know what I mean? And I think that's what Jeronicus was definitely feeling like. And there's probably equations in that book. There's probably designs in that book, inspirations from that book. It looked like he didn't even touch the surface of what he had wrote in his journey. So it felt like there was just so much left in that book for him to actually discover that, you know, that he couldn't reproduce it. And he just felt kind of done after that. But, you know, I felt like he felt determined. Like he didn't just, Gustafsson stole my book and it's over. I think he's like, Gustafsson stole my book, but it's cool. I got something I'm about to make. And then he starts making some stuff, and then it's not as good as the thing that's in the book already. And so then in the middle of him losing the toy battles, you know, his wife dies, and he's just like, you know, it's just harder and harder to live because he doesn't have that backbone of support. And little did he know that his wife might have been a lot more of his stability, mental stability, than he realized. That he was probably putting a lot of that thing that made him a genius, a lot of that madness on her, and she was keeping him and stabilized. And I think he lost his stability after that, and he cracked, you know what I mean? But it's unfortunate. I mean, for Jeronicus, I mean, at that point, but I feel like that's why the story is so heavy in such a way for it to be a kid's story, because, you know, I saw this before COVID with some kids, and they did, you know, the wife dies and the kids are like, what happened? Why? They don't understand that, especially the younger kids, you know what I mean? And it reminded me Up in that way, where the wife dies at the beginning, and the man kind of recesses into himself, and then he needs a young spirit to kind of get him out of that and show him what it means to be alive again.
No, that's so real. And the movie has so many layers, and just it touches on so many different points, particularly in the Black experience. I know Brian isn't the big, we joke about him being the Scrooge of the group, but I'm like the holiday king. All things like Christmas starts November 1. For me.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So, I mean, but you see the joy and the magic of Christmas. We see, like you said, the grief that comes with losing a loved one. We see where, and many times families have to heal. Like you see Anika Rose's character leaving, and the kind of separation between father and daughter, and then that restoration at the end, and how the granddaughter kind of facilitates in a way that level of restoration. And like you say, a friend, or in this case mentor-mentee type relationship kind of going sour, and then justice happening at the end. So there's so many different themes here in this movie, and I think for me and a lot of people that I've talked to, that's why it's so amazing, because it is so layered, and the Black excellence, the whole Black Panther moment, like you say, that movie for me, this movie is Black excellence as well. But kind of shifting gears just a tad from Jingle Jangle, what's your, before Jingle Jangle, right? What's your favorite holiday Christmas movie?
Well, see, Willy Wonka isn't really a holiday movie.
Okay. It's magical. I see where you're going.
It's magical, right? It was me and David Tabert, the director here. It was both of our favorite movies, right? It's magical. But if you want to talk about Christmas movies, if you want to talk about the Christmas movie that I watched on repeat, Sinbad, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Jingle All the Way.
I just watched that 2 weeks ago.
No, that movie still holds up. It's Turbo Time. And Sinbad, I'm gonna get you, Turbo Man. That was my joint. I love Sinbad, I guess. back in the day. Pray for Sinbad. I know he just had a stroke, but you know, so you know, I love Sinbad back in the day from Good Burger and the Jingle All the Way. I probably watched Jingle All the Way more than anything. Who else was in that? Phil Hartman, rest in peace. He was in that.
Yeah, Phil Hartman, Arnold Schwarzenegger. It's a great movie, and the dope thing about the movie is the lengths that a father would go to please his child. So
right.
That was kind of.
Oh my God! You know something? That's a therapy session for me. Maybe that's why I loved it so much. I was just like, I wish my dad would go for some lengths for me.
Father issues. I know I can definitely talk about that. Josh has a Superman for a dad.
I did.
Oh, lucky. It's all good. I would be a Superman for my kid.
Oh yeah, same here. Me too. So all right, so we're gonna shift a little bit. So we're gonna talk about Christmas movies. And you want to play a game? Is that all right?
Let's play a game.
All right, let's play a game. We're gonna do one gotta go. All right, I'm gonna name 4.
Uh-oh.
And you gotta let me know which one gotta go. All right.
Okay.
We got Home Alone, This Christmas.
Mm-hmm. That's with Chris Brown, right?
Yep, that's with Chris Brown.
Chris Brown. That's the star-studded cast. Almost Christmas.
Oh, that's David's last movie, so I can't even say gotta go. I'm sorry, but that's right there is already off limits.
And the last one, A Christmas Story.
A Christmas Story. Okay.
So then you're 4. This Christmas, Almost Christmas, Home Alone, and A Christmas Story.
This Christmas, Almost Christmas, Home Alone, and A Christmas Story. Now, Christmas Story was which one was that again?
That's the one with the little white kid where he licks the phone.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's
okay. Yeah, you can let that one go.
I said the same thing.
I said the same thing.
Christmas Story. We got a Christmas journey now.
Right. Jingle Jangle. That's what's up, man. So okay. That was way too easy. That was way too easy. That was way too easy. So all right. So you gave us the movie. You gave us the vocals in the movie, rather. With and let me tell you this, like, I am not the hugest fan of like musical movies outside of Dreamgirls. Shout out to Anika Noni Rose again, because you know Dreamgirls is one of my favorites. Me and my wife watch that freaking all the time. But you know, I'm not a huge fan. But what I will say, I appreciated the music in this movie because it gave me like Broadway meets R&B. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Especially the one where the mail carrier came in there and was singing. She had like the background, like that. That's just now that's a bop. You can have Drippity Drop from Empire.
I'll give you a little. I'll give you some. If you guys don't know all the characters in the movie, Lisa Davina Phillip, who plays Miss Johnston in the movie, is doing that. She can really sing, but the song is actually sang by Marisha Wallace, so she's in the movie singing that song. The 3 background dancers are also amazing, but if you check the shorter guy with the hat on, he always tilts his hat a little bit at the end. That's Philip Lawrence. He actually wrote all the music with Davy Nathan. And if you know Philip Lawrence, he's the guy in all the Bruno Mars videos, because he writes all the 24 Karat Magic. He's the guy dancing with the glasses on.
Yes, he's the co-writer. He what is it, Smeezingtons? What's their name?
The Smeezingtons.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. So yeah, that's Bruno Mars's writing part. Okay, I didn't know that. That's dope. That's dope.
And so they kind of worked him into the movie in a really cool way, because he wasn't trying to be in the movie, but we were literally evolving the songs while we were shooting the movie, rewriting a whole another piece. Like right before we started shooting, they wrote that first piece that Madeline sings, Journey sings at the beginning of the movie while she's creating the toys. They said, "Oh, let me do some oohs and some ahs," and then it became "In life, get your butt out." Mm-hmm. And then suddenly they just said, "Hey, just create some dance moves and put them in the movie." And they became kind of in the movie, and it became a whole piece. And that's what I mean by like not kind of forcing it. Like David didn't force it to be anything. He was just like, "This sounds cool, let's make it this." You know what I mean? Like, and it became that spontaneous fun thing, and it became like we were like having fun. And that's why I think it's so fun. And the movie came out so fun.
Yeah. And you know, I think you can, like, even not knowing that, I think you can kind of see that, right? It didn't feel stiff or forced, like even in the dance scenes. like, you know, kind of secret wish list for me in life. I would love to be a part of a flash mob. It's just every time I see like
Me,
the things I want to be able to do the things.
I'm sure there's a COVID flash mob
Yeah,
out there.
yeah, I'm sure. I don't want any parts of that, but yeah, man. So like with the vocals going on and all the wonderful new Crown of Christmas songs y'all gave us, what's your all-time favorite Christmas album, if you have one?
You know, I loved my mom always played that Blackstreet album. I think they had something, maybe a couple Christmas songs, maybe not a whole album. But you know, the Jacksons, you know, Christmas album was the classics. The Temptation Christmas album, obviously, but these are just the staples.
Wait a minute. So if I say, do you know where I'm going with that?
In my mind,
Temptations Christmas.
So where we going? I'm talking about.
Exactly. Okay, so Josh has this thing where he says in my mind, and he thinks I'm supposed to know what Christmas song he's talking about, and it's what Temptation song?
No, is it Rudolph?
It's Silent Night.
It's when he starts talking, right?
You go.
I had no clue. No clue at all whatsoever. Yeah, but so, you know, I think, you know, my favorite, and it's a newer Christmas album. So, and I'm, you know, CeeLo Brown's Christmas is like my favorite Christmas album. It's not older, but it's, you know, my favorite. It has a great songs, great numbers on it. But I would say my favorite Christmas song is definitely going to be the blackest Christmas song ever.
Man, that was coming up
This
next.
Christmas is that's like the song that, you know, I'm gonna listen to. It's on the playlist. I actually like too. I like you know, a good. It's not an older song. Again, I'm not a big Christmas music person. I like Leslie Odom. He has a Christmas album that's, you know, amazing. Leslie Odom Jr., great singer. Hamilton, for those that do not know.
Yeah. You know, I like whenever the Isleys used to do Christmas songs, because you know, they used to do some, I think, back in the day, because, you know, now they don't make as much Christmas music. I think everybody was required to have a Christmas joint out at one point. Because I think
all of our like classic R&B stars got them. And, you know, just for the record, favorite Christmas album is Give Love at Christmas with the Temptations. You know, that's the one that didn't have David Ruffin on it. You know, that's what is his name, Brian? Help me out. You know, that's what was at least
Dennis Evans. Okay.
Ain't nobody coming to see you.
Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis.
Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis.
You'll be nothing without David Ruffin.
Probably the best line in the history of the world. You ain't nothing without me.
The Temptations will just be searching for him, David Ruffin.
But that's my all-time joint. So let's do this. Let's make it a little bit more difficult for you. All right. Top 5 Christmas songs and artists, because that matters.
Okay. Top 5 Christmas songs and artists.
So like for me, it would have been like, you know, Give Love at Christmas by the Temptations. So like that.
Yeah, but I like Give Love the Little Michael version.
Really? Over the Temptations version?
Yeah.
You know, it's not a bad one. It's not a bad
one. Look, Little Mike can sing. Big Mike is a growler. He growled. And he had a couple of high notes. And falsetto. Yeah, growl and falsetto. Yeah. But Little Mike was one of the best singers ever lived.
Oh yeah, puberty wasn't kind to Big Mike, but Little Mike had the juice. Definitely.
I'm trying to think because you know, the Christmas songs are tough because they're not on the playlist currently. And Jingle Jangle songs can be sang outside of the context of Christmas. Like this day, except for when I'm yelling "Merry Christmas." Isn't, you know, a Christmas song per se until I yell Merry Christmas, you know what I mean? But, you know, there's Magic Man G and a lot of those songs, you know, it's Christmas theme. I'm trying to think, you know, I like the like I said, there was the Temptations Christmas. Donny Hathaway's on the list, you know, that has to go down there. I don't want to say Mariah Carey with that track, but we hear it every year.
Hey, yeah, CeeLo did it. I like CeeLo's version.
Can I put CeeLo's version on there?
Sure.
I'm trying to think. Okay, so then I'm gonna have to throw one of those Afro Man tracks on there. Yeah. You guys remember Afro Man's Christmas album, right?
I remember because I got high. I don't remember he had a Christmas
album.
See,
you guys are gonna look that up right after this.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And it's like it's the wildest Christmas album I've ever heard. It's about as lewd as you would think as a guy basically recording songs out of his Sprinter, but you know what I mean.
Oh yeah, give me a Ratchet Christmas. Give me a Ratchet Christmas. I like Big Frida. Christmas songs. Big Frida. She got
some kazoo in it with some kazoo.
Oh, y'all kazoo too? All right.
I can't think of any more Christmas songs because I don't even know the names. It's called Christmas. I Love Christmas Now. Kids Bop Christmas. That's on the
man, it's all right. Man, I used to work in retail, so that's why I'm not really a big fan of Christmas songs because I worked in retail for like about a year.
Where'd you work?
And so you understand. So during Christmas time, they're playing like the same like 5 to 10 songs by different artists back to back. So I quit. My PTSD of retail during Christmas.
One Black Friday, you're done. One Black Friday, like I'm done with this.
Right. Over.
I actually worked at Macy's. I worked at Macy's in ladies' shoes, and so it was good money. But Christmas time, oh no, they had the deals. You don't want to be in the place that had the deals during Christmas.
Brother, I worked at a ghetto Walmart. Those that are from Atlanta is in Lithonia. Lithonia Walmart. That place was the ghetto. I survived. That was not the place to be during Christmas time. Speaking of Christmas, okay, so
I can't let y'all wait a minute. I can't let y'all skip over all these Christmas songs that y'all missed.
Okay then. Okay.
Lord. Someday at Christmas, with Stevie Wonder, we got the entire Temptations album. You got PJ Morton just dropped a new one for people on new stuff. John Legend just dropped a new one. You know what I'm saying? There's so many things, Brian.
But the thing is, I haven't heard any of the John Legend Christmas albums. I haven't heard PJ Morton's new Christmas joints. So it's like
as soon as this recording is over, we're sending you all the Christmas songs.
I think also the other issue is, and I think something that Jingle Jangle's trying to hope that we can understand, that we need to see our family and be with our family and stuff, but having separated from everybody in COVID, it's just like, I just don't have the Christmas joints up without my family around. People telling me they haven't seen Jingle Jangle yet because they're waiting to see it with their family and stuff. And I feel like that about the music as well. Sometimes.
No, that's fair. I can see that. But we blasting them over here, and we can't forget about with Boys to Me, and Nippy got one. I could go down to this. I can call the roll.
Silent Night with Boys to Men is my favorite.
Really?
Because I used to be in choir like Glee, and I had my little barbershop quartet, and we would get down on some Boys to Men tracks.
Okay, now that part makes sense. All right, Brian, do you want me to keep going? Because I could.
No, thank you. We can go on. So, and this is another debate that we have continuously. When does Christmas time actually start for you?
My grandmother always started buying presents in October. Her favorite time of the year is Christmas, and the last time I seen her was at Christmas before she passed, sadly. But it was her favorite time of the year, and it just reminded me why, because she wanted to take the time to find gifts for everybody. And she would have gifts for everybody, the neighbors' kids. Even if it was a small gift, and she started in October because she had a long list.
Christmas starts Thanksgiving. That's when you put the tree up and the decorations, all that kind of stuff.
Isn't your tree up now in your home?
My wife loves Christmas, so we put the trees up when she wants to put the trees up.
I'm gonna put the tree up at Christmas this time in my year. It's gonna start a little earlier since Jingle Jangle's doing well. So we're gonna start Christmas a little earlier.
Right. It's the number one movie. So, you gotta support. 'Cause I think people are gonna expect you, Jeronicus, to have the tree up and be in the Christmas spirit. You can't be the Grinch.
I'm Young Jeronicus.
Not this year.
I'm never the Grinch. I love Christmas. Like I said, it's my grandmother's favorite holiday. Now forever will remind me of her. I got my whole family together last year in a way that we never have, and I think
Beautiful.
that I love Christmas, and this year I get to put a Christmas movie on people, so I love it.
What is your favorite? So we're talking about Christmas. What is your favorite holiday tradition?
Well, it's between opening presents and eating, but at the same time, we always open one present on Christmas Eve. I think everybody has that tradition, right?
I open the present. I buy my own present for the most part. Nah, that's not. I'm not gonna lie. I buy things, and then by the time when it comes for Christmas, I've already bought most of the stuff that I already wanted. So then it's kind of difficult for me to have things. So my wife has a hard time buying things, so we usually just don't buy it.
See, yeah, I think back in the day, nowadays my family just gives each other gift cards, so we got to wait till the next day to spend it. You know what I'm saying? Right. But back in the day when I was a kid, opening that Dreamcast, I was like, oh, this is what I wanted. Oh, yeah. God came down heaven.
and with the game system, that is the best Christmas gift you can get. A game system, like a game system
when
with
you're a kid, that's better than a girlfriend or a wife.
Anything, and then you're out of school. So you playing that game like every day until you go back to school, and you go back to school and talk about it's when social media was a thing, of course. You go back to school talking about what games you got. Like that was the dope thing about Christmas as a kid, is going back to school and like bragging to your friends about all the stuff you got for Christmas.
Oh man, social media ruined everything. You can't no surprise anymore.
None. Like no surprises. Like the things that were so easy when we were younger, as far as like, waiting to get to school. Like I can't wait to show off these new sneakers I got for Christmas. Like I'm gonna flex on all y'all. But it's neither here nor there.
So Justin, how are you and your family? Are you celebrating Christmas? I know COVID has kind of put a halt on more traditional gatherings and things like that. So y'all got any like non-traditional things y'all going to do? Any alternative gatherings you're going to do?
Well, I'm married, and me and my wife, we put up a tree. Depending on what COVID does here in the next month, it's about all we got till Christmas. So depending on that, will I travel? I'm not 100% sure. I decided against traveling for Thanksgiving, and so I have a few friends that I've been kind of in a bubble with, and we've been hanging out. So maybe they come and we exchange gifts, Secret Santa style, or it's not that many, so probably just exchange gifts. Or maybe I just hang out here with my wife and hit up the family on Zoom, and we and we drink eggnog over Zoom or something. I don't know.
Ooh, eggnog.
You drink eggnog?
I do drink eggnog, man. It's good.
Right, I love good eggnog. Don't do that. Don't do that.
I'm not judging you for that.
Don't do that.
All right, man. We're gonna get ready to wrap up the conversation, but before we do, what are some things that we can expect from Justin? Are we getting like a prequel to Young Jeronicus? Because we really need to know some backstory.
If you guys check it out, we watched Jingle Jangle again. You saw the Wakanda sticker on there. I mean, Jeronicus has been around. I mean, I've been in the director's ear about, trying to find the different stories in this universe. And I'm confident that he's going to explore different stories in this universe. Whether I'm in it or not is to be seen. I have a great relationship with them, so that's cool. But I'm just happy to be in this piece because, I think it's a historic piece for Black cinema. And even the DP was Black, and you don't see that a lot. And it was just really cool to be a part of something like this. So let me get some backstory though. I'm gonna have to write the pilot myself and say, hey, look, let's do a 10-part series.
Go ahead and do that, and the petition. We'll sign it. We'll get this thing going.
We'll sign to get every podcast.
Right. If we need a budget, we'll get this GoFundMe going.
We'll shoot it ourselves.
I'll put my money together for this.
Y'all be the producers on it then.
Official podcast to cover the backstory.
Yeah, that's right. The after show. The official after show.
Favorite episode. Talking about it.
Hey, yo, put it out there, man.
Listen, we put it.
Yeah, for real.
But yeah, man, like any other things though you got in the works, maybe that you can talk about that you got, or something that we can look for from you.
Jingle Jangle. I was working on some other projects before COVID came around, and those projects are DOA at this point. So for me, I'm actually meeting with directors. I'm reading scripts, finding the next thing, to bring out. Hopefully soon, I can get back out there and bring out something cool. But nothing on the slate as far as 2021 as of yet. But hopefully I'll be on set and COVID will be a thing of the past.
That's what's up, man. So before we wrap up this segment, tell the people where they can find you and maybe how they can follow you and keep up.
Yes, you guys can hit me up on Instagram and Twitter at Justin_Cornwell, Cornwell, Justin_Cornwell. Hit me up with your questions, with your hellos. I try to answer a lot of people on there. I think it's great. Without people who want to see my career grow, it won't. So come through, and I'll chat with you.
That's what's up, man. So we're gonna go into some this segment we like to call "I Am My Brother's Keeper." Talk about some Black man self care. You want to hang out with us for that?
Sure.
Let's do it. All right, y'all. Let's go into some Black man self care.
Woosah.
All right, we are here at I Am My Brother's Keeper, Black Man Self-Care, and we love to take care of ourselves as Black men. We got to do it, right? We got to do it. So, Justin, can you got a guest in the room today. Justin, can you please let the people know what you're going to be doing to, I guess, take care of yourself? Okay.
When I get up in the morning, I like to sit in silence. It's kind of meditation for about 15 minutes or so, longer if I can, but about 15 minutes. If I go for a workout after that, all these things just to get my blood moving. I like to kind of go over mentally what I got for the rest of the day so that I can see it all on the map. And once all my work's cut out for me, my mind doesn't get so frustrated and I can go from one task to the next.
Oh, yes.
Also, I like to not watch the news so much. I'll tell you what, I started wearing a heart rate monitor so that I can monitor my anxiety being at home with COVID.
Wow.
And I noticed that my heart rate went up when I watched the news. So I ended up turning it off. And just being mindful of my mind and my body. And especially during now, because I think self-care is important. And I think we all have a little bit more time to figure out the best methods for ourselves, to care for ourselves. And, I'm with my wife and I have all these kind of mechanisms in my life, and I don't feel like I have to do much out of my routine to care for myself at this point.
That's what's up. Glad to hear that. And I'm definitely glad to hear you talk about as far as, the anxiety and things of that nature, that it's a real thing. It's things that we definitely deal with, especially as Black men. So I think we should have I don't know if you may be busy, but hopefully have you back at another time when we talk about some more mental health things as far as a Black man, especially in your position, in your space, that, may be able to drop some gems on us in greater dialogue. Josh, what are you doing?
I'm going to do is probably begin to research some ideas for a new tattoo. Y'all know I love a tattoo. I love a tattoo. And I know my mom may not even like it, but that's neither here nor there. But I'm going to start researching some ideas because probably by the top of the year, I'm definitely going to hit up my guy CJ, tell him my idea, get in the lab, and make that happen. It hurts, but it's healing for me because all of my tattoos really mean something. So to really put that on my body as a representation of my life and what I've gone through and have it as art is going to be really meaningful. So I'm going to start that process as we go into the new year and close out the holidays.
I haven't got a chance to watch as much TV as I want to. We record a lot of TV. So I kind of want to get caught up on all the stuff that we have recorded. So I'm just going to chill, to be honest with you. I'm going to chill at the house with the wife, daughter, and just, get back to, normal in terms of get rejuvenated, refreshed, because I need this time off. So that's what I'm gonna do. So,
Right.
well, I'm glad to hear everybody has some good things going for Black man self-care. Shout out to your wife. Black wives or wives in general, just for Black men are important.
Black
Wives in
wives,
general matter, but
wives in general,
Black
yeah,
wives
but
matter. So Black wives matter.
Black wives
Black
matter.
wives matter. Without them, there will be nothing. Shouts out to Lauren. I love you. I appreciate you.
My wife's Lindsay. Shout out Lindsay.
Shouts out to Lindsay. We appreciate you too for allowing your husband the space and opportunity to come hang out with us for today. I think that's pretty much it as far as Black men self-care. We appreciate you, and we're gonna head out.
Awesome. Cool.
Bruh, let me talk. Let me talk.
What's going on, y'all? And we're about to wrap up this episode. I hope you enjoyed the dope conversation that we had with our.
Oh yeah,
he's our brother.
Our brother,
Cornwell, aka Young Jeronicus Jangle.
Killed.
We'll have you back on the pod, brother. We definitely enjoy
amazing
living room. We know that you're busy, so go keep making movies, go keep doing your thing, and we're going to be here to watch it and support you.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So you're probably thinking, wait a minute, y'all skipped the PO box. No, we didn't. We got your questions. But this week, because our conversation with Justin went a little long, because when you have good company at your house,
right? Black people, we stay around for a while.
We'll say we finna go, and then minutes later, we still there.
Right.
So we didn't want to necessarily, and we know that we took a week off, but this is a December to remember. So we got a lot of good stuff planned for y'all. So we just gonna get into a greater conversation. Brian, you got anything you want to rant about?
I don't. I'm still on the high from the holidays, so I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna let you. I feel like you have something.
I know your Holy Ghost is on. Because I'm on a high too, but let's fly on down to Dallas, Texas.
Okay.
True Kitchen and Cocktails with a K. So that way,
oh Lord.
Now typically on this here podcast, do not talk negatively about our black. We are here to uplift Black people, Black businesses.
Yes, sir.
We shout them out in the blessed report. We pray for them. We travail. We intercede.
We do.
We support with our Black dollars and not just our mouths. Okay. We do these things.
We do them.
This particular restaurant on this particular day, this brother was hosting a brunch. The owner of this restaurant, this establishment, was hosting a brunch, and allegedly there was some people there who was twerking. They had a DJ. And some women started twerking. Now, from what I understand, he told them, asked them to stop. Now they were standing on the furniture and all that kind of stuff. And after he asked them to stop, apparently they didn't, because there with no mask on.
Oh Lord!
The sermon saying that I built this restaurant, for us to have something and. Y'all can take this ass somewhere else. And if you want to twerk, take it to the Pink and the
the Pink.
Shout out to the Pink. Shout out to Uncle Cliff for them.
I want to go to the Pink.
I want to go to the fictional Pink, not the one he talking about in Texas. But he was like, take all that there. He said, I don't need your money. You can get the F out of my restaurant. And the beautiful thing about that rant was when he said get the F out, all the Black people collectively clutched their pearls. It was like, ooh. They was like, ooh, too.
Right.
Just Black people being Black people. So this is why he's a part of the greater conversation. Now,
okay,
people may be saying, "Well, Josh, they were standing on the furniture. They were twerking. He asked them to stop." True, but let's get some context here. Okay, first of all, let's do some self-realization.
Okay, let's break it down.
Doing, sir, that is inviting. Potentially the type of crowd that you don't want in your restaurant. Let's start.
Okay.
Because most restaurants that have like fine dining and even like brunch stuff, atmospheres for what they pretty much want. So I've been to brunch at several different places in Atlanta, when the world was open. And I've been to Copeland's. That's one of the only buffet I eat at. And I probably won't eat there anymore after COVID. But pre-COVID,
Right.
I don't do buffets. Too many pans in the same pot.
Yeah.
Copeland's has like it's just their regular. It's really much their regular restaurant with a brunch menu,
Mm-hmm.
standard price. Every now and then, because it's New Orleans, they have like a jazz band.
Mm-hmm.
They create the type of atmosphere,
Right.
that fits their restaurant. I've been to Five Church in Midtown, kind of upscale, bougie millennial place, but that's the vibe. Everybody's kind of stunting in their Gucci and they name brands, and I ain't having no Gucci, but I was dressed, okay, and that's kind of how you go to stunt, but you go there to be seen and to look, and their food is great, but they have music playing, sometimes a little hip hop, but still mild because that's the atmosphere that they have. Now,
Right.
so been to Negril Village,
Okay.
and that day party, right? It's the DJ. People are standing up. People now no like twerking, but like if a certain song come on, they dance and we sing. Before I let go, the whole things, right? And the reason why I'm giving you these three different scenarios is that every restaurant, whether they're black owned or not, now the grill is black owned, they create the type of atmospheres that one draw the type of people who would come, but the environment that people want to be a part of. And if you think of brunch, especially among a lot of black people, black millennials, brunch.
We love a brunch.
We love a Chelsea boot and a brunch, right? That's just what we do. That's kind of requirement for brunch. But like, it's really a fancy way to have a day party. People pretty much drunk off unlimited mimosas, but stay food. Right. So you for $30, I can have unlimited mimosas. The right restaurants, your mimosas are light skinned, which means they 90% champagne.
Right.
Like me, they're 95%. You know what I'm saying? So you're getting these people really inebriated. You're creating this atmosphere, and you play certain music. And not to say that we should be uncouth, but it turns into a party.
Oh yeah.
Exactly what happened there. True. Now, when he asked these people to stop twerking, the DJ was literally playing "Throw That in a Circle," and you get mad when the woman threw that thing in a circle.
She was only being obedient.
Now, here's where the only time I'm on his side. Don't stand on my furniture.
Right.
Just, you know what I'm saying? When you think of standing on furniture stuff, you think more of like the club.
Right.
And if you're in my house, I don't care how lit the party is. Don't you put your feet on my couch. Brooklyn or nobody her age, don't on my couch. You know what I'm saying? Because that's behavior I expect out of a baby, a toddler. Saying. So on that end, yes, absolutely. Don't stand on the furniture. But for 5 seconds, 15 seconds, if they twerking a little bit in that type of atmosphere, I don't understand what is wrong. So number one, you have to begin to understand the type of atmosphere that you're curating.
Right.
If you don't want that, be like change it up. And that's the thing. I'm not saying that you have to excuse the twerking. All I'm saying is that you serving Henny mimosas and Hennessy this and Hennessy that. You got people drunk. You playing twerk music.
You have a DJ there playing twerk music.
They're playing twerk music while these people are drunk, and you expect them to like, bro. Imagine if that thing, like, imagine a completely sober environment. As back that thing come up. What is 99% of the time? What is happening?
Oh, everyone is getting up and dancing.
Everybody's getting up to dance.
Yeah, 99, 2000s, we going to the dance floor.
Even if it's just a quick like you don't get it, and we may move on. So all I'm saying is that, you know, why? And then here's the other part: the whole respectability politics thing that you threw in there. How can I expect the brothers to respect women if you in here twerking? First of all, why should women be disrespected and degraded because they twerking?
Right. And
at one point, did her twerking invite me to be disrespectful?
Right. Like that is that's a whole nother conversation. Like as if
within itself, but then you're talking about you doing this respectability politics thing. You walked over there into my space with no mask on, getting your, and then you're telling the DJ to hush. Right. This is something that you had. This is clearly something that you had on your chest for a while. Something that you had to say for a minute. And here's the thing. It goes back to the point that I was making initially. If you don't want that kind of atmosphere, that kind of vibe, change it up. Replace the DJ with a live band. Make sure it only plays like R&B, because like you can still have fun and have the black fun kind of atmosphere without twerking.
Oh yeah.
90s music. If you play,
Mm-hmm.
I let go. Like we're gonna get up and sing, but you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You got like, you know what I'm saying? And again, I'm not excusing their behavior.
Mm-hmm.
All I am saying is that you created an atmosphere that was conducive of a day party. You gave
Right.
vibes and
Right.
didn't want that. So
Mhm.
here's the other thing, because you're also the owner, for me, there's a level of coof that you just have to have. Like
Right.
when they didn't stop the first time, the next time you tell security, watch them. If they keep twerking, please ask them to leave.
Right.
And that's
Yeah.
it. You didn't have
Right.
to viral, and they could have been the ones on Facebook and Twitter going off.
Mhm.
And when they hit it, you could have
Yep.
and said, "It's very true. They were standing on my furniture twerking. I didn't mind having a good time, but I
I
didn't
warned them.
furniture. They didn't listen, so I respectfully asked them to leave.
Mhm. They didn't have to pay their bill. I just asked them to leave.
Because you said we don't need your money. So if that was me, I'd be like, oh, let me get up and leave this. You don't need none of our money.
Oh yeah.
Like, because now you flexing. Because what if people stop patronizing it? What if
Oh exactly.
in that restaurant at that same time put their fork down and left without paying? Because you
Oh
don't.
yeah.
Like, what were you going to do?
Right. Right. He probably is the type of black dude that says doesn't say nigga, says nigger.
Oh, absolutely.
He probably puts the hard R ER on it.
So he was on the Ricky Smiley show Monday. I want to say Monday, and we're interviewing, and of course Ricky Smiley with his, we one day we're gonna talk about the problematic nature of Ricky Smiley. But
Ricky Smiley, yeah. Mhm. We'll talk about that another time.
talk about that, but that's what happened when you get people on the other side of 1911. You Omegas or something else, but but yeah, so like he was talking about, I respect it. We got respect it. I'm gonna go have lunch with your brother. I support you, brother. I'm like, no, like I get that. I understand that he felt like he was disrespected, but it does not negate the fact that he went way too far.
Mm-hmm.
He was completely off base with what he asked for versus what he provided. And you can miss me with these Bugetto, that's bougie and ghetto for y'all who don't understand. These Bugetto slushies that you put in recycled Douce bottles. Like, found you building something for the culture. You like, if you want to be a 5-star, then bro, be a 5-star.
Right.
You want to be the popping brunch, and here's the thing: not being 5-star does not mean that you can't be classy and upscale. But what it
Right.
if you want to be the hip, happening brunch vibe place in Dallas, Texas, or wherever, then you understand that especially for blacks, that comes with a certain level of environment and atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
Don't want to provide that, then maybe you need to recreate and recurate what your brunch represents and what your brunch does. Because I gave you 2 examples of nice brunch spots that does not give you full party vibes, and I one that does, because they clearly create and curate that type of. They look for that type of atmosphere. And again, we weren't twerking, but they also didn't play specific twerk songs. So if they didn't want that, they didn't have that because they didn't play that.
Right. Like, ain't nobody. Okay, so you play "Weak" by SWV. Ain't nobody twerking. We gonna sing.
Somebody gonna stand up, but if somebody stands up in your chair, you have every right to be like, "Hey, bro, sit. You're going too far." You know what I'm saying? But like, don't stop them from singing. Don't stop the time.
Right.
So anyway, let me get off my soapbox. But that's the thing. Like, we gotta stop that kind of stuff, y'all. Where we like are way off base. And extremely critical of things and try to justify things, right, by saying that's because that's why we as black folk can't have nothing and blah, 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 blah. This was a case of some patrons may have been a little tipsy, a little too far.
Right.
But the owner handled it in the worst of ways.
Yeah. And that's the thing that, to me, that bothers me. Out of all of this, even if the people were out of line, you are still the owner.
Yes.
Of this establishment. So in every step of the way, you have to have a certain level of decorum and poise, and like, you can't be out here cussing at people. You know what I'm saying? And then you talking about, I want to have a class establishment, but you cussing at people. Like that is that. Right. And like you said earlier, to your point earlier, like, let them be the ones when you escort them out that they act, they act up. And then because at this point you look at the bad guy, you look like a terrible person. But even on top of that, I know there's this thing where people be like, black people, he said, "Oh, we can't have nothing and all that kind of stuff, and like y'all don't do this at the white places." I'm like I'm probably like, as black folks in black spaces, we're going to be a little more relaxed because we're around our people.
Oh yeah, we're home.
So we're going to turn up at a level maybe higher than we would turn up anywhere else, because it's like, you know what? I'm around black folks. I'm gonna let my hair down. I'm gonna drink this mimosa, and we're gonna get loose and we're gonna have fun. And if you don't like that, again, all you had to do, even if you told them before, go back to them and say, "Hey, I know we talked about this before. I kind of warned you. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to ask y'all to leave." And he could have did it as quiet as possible.
And he didn't have to do it. He could have got his security to do it.
Easy. And now you look stupid.
You look stupid, and you over here trying to justify the interviews and things like that. And I'm sure if the food is good and the drinks are bomb and blah 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 blah, I'm sure people are going to still support. And I actually wish no ill will on this brother.
Not at all.
But I do want him to reconsider the context and all that happened before he gives this like sermon to people about what they should and should not have been doing in his restaurant. And then even if you felt as though you need to say those things, right, bro, blog about it. Get you a podcast and talk about the ways in which you feel like black people need to do better. That moment was not it. That was not.
Right. But even within that, like even his like rant, like bothers me, because sometimes, like when people get to a certain level and a certain side, they kind of look at black folks like, see, niggas can't have niggas, or niggas gonna nig. And it's like, that's how it came off as like this, like elitist.
One of those moments.
This ain't one of those moments. Like in this case, nigga, you nigged. Like you acted a fool.
Over here, Uncle Ruckus and on all of us.
Right. And to me, I was like, nah, I was put off on it because I was like, it just, the way his posture when he was like saying what he was saying was kind of like looking down on folks for twerking. See, I'm trying to do something for y'all. We can't even have nothing.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying
okay, brother.
Us, blah, 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 blah. Man, you spell cocktails with a K.
Right.
And
go somewhere, sir.
And I think he's frat. I think I've heard somewhere that he's my frat brother. But still, that don't give you an excuse. I'm in for the frat, but that don't give you an excuse to do what you did, to say what you said. And I think that wraps up this episode of the Jigsaw Podcast.
It does. A great episode, might I
add. The first one of the December to remember, and I hope y'all remember that this December.
Remember it.
Put this in your memory bank. Big little bank. But no, thank y'all for rocking with us. We hope that y'all Thanksgiving was absolutely amazing. While we were off, we were seeing the numbers that people were still listening, people still downloading and tapping in and all that different kind of stuff. So we appreciate it. December to remember, if you want to win the prize pack, all you have to do is follow us on IG, which you should already be doing if you're listening.
If you listen to the podcast.
Listen, follow us. Brian's going to give you all the information in just a moment. But follow us on IG, like the post about a December to remember, and tag 3 friends. And remember, you can enter every single day by tagging, once you do the first 2 steps, by retagging 3 more friends the next day to increase your chance of winning the Ultra Black Jigsaw Holiday Prize Pack. Yeah, Brian.
Yeah, if you let's go forward. If you haven't already watched Jingle Jangle, go ahead and watch that thing.
Watch it.
Go watch it. Please follow our dear brother Justin Cornwell on IG. Get them numbers up.
Get his numbers up.
And the numbers up. Right. And let him know that you watched the or you listened to the podcast and you enjoyed him. Like just show the man some love. We got to show our black people some love.
We're gonna tie this episode. Let your jingle jangle.
Let that jingle jangle.
Oh, jingle jangle.
Let that jingle jangle. Yeah, so do us a favor. Go support us by supporting him. His IG is Justin_Cornwell on. Yeah, I wish I could see this fool lean with it, rocking with it. So please, he just threw it in there and he caught it. So please support Justin by supporting support us by supporting Justin _Cornwell at on Instagram. Please follow us at the Jigsaw Podcast on Instagram. This fool's he's a fool.
My jingle.
That your Jingle Jangle. Okay. Please check us out on Facebook. Please like our page. Please follow me at I am Brian Hare and Joshua at I am Josh Rogers on Instagram. Send us your emails. We love to hear from you. Ask the Jigsaw.
Yep, please write in all your questions, all your comments. If you got some holidays are coming up, so if you want to break up with somebody, you want to know how to do it, we'll give you advice.
Right, or we'll do it for you. Like, let's say, just tell them, hey, listen to the show.
Matter of fact, we'll give you a pseudonym, but give us good details so they can listen who it is.
Know exactly who it is.
You broke up with them on the show. Okay?
Right. Oh, he only lasted 2 minutes and all the juicy details.
He didn't let his jingle jangle.
He didn't let his jingle jangle. Oh, and we thank him.
Oh, mighty God.
Yeah, thank y'all again. Follow us, like us. Oh, make sure you share, subscribe,
all that good
leave a comment, all that good stuff. We gotta know what to do. And before we head out, Josh, can you please tell the people what they need to do?
Yes, don't let this life stress you out. We almost made it to one of the most hellacious years. Woo, we almost there.
Thank you, Jesus.
Been longer. Don't let this life stress you out. Let your jingle jangle.
Let it jingle.
You hear that? That's what it's doing. Let it jangle. Let it
jangle.
Because all you can do is what you can, you can, the very best ways that you can. But in the midst of all of that, in the midst of your jingle jangle, you should never get caught with your work undone. That's a wrap. Love y'all.
Love y'all.
See y'all next week.
Peace.